Alrighty guys, so with Trunks being revealed as the next as the next Dokkanfest over here on Global, I decided to go ahead and make a video on it. So, we're gonna base this video based off of the celebration that happened on the Japanese version. And of course, you know, some of this stuff might come, some of it might not. Again, JP Dokkan really tends to like switch things up for Global. I'll just put it at that. Sometimes things get switched up, moved around, and some of these units may or may not come. Until we get the actual celebration details, we really won't know. But just basing this off of pure speculation, this was part of the celebration for future Trunks. Again, one of the big things that I think could be arriving is the EZA for the LR Super Saiyan Trunks. I do think has a very big potential of coming, as well as the EZA for the Prime Battle LR Future Trunks as well. Both of these units are very, very good, and again, I do think they have very big implications about coming over for this celebration. I do think both of these guys might be coming. They might not, you know, release the EZA for the LR for whatever reason, but I would, because the way it's gonna probably end up going is they're probably gonna have at least one LR EZA, whether it be the Prime Battle or the summonable one. In my personal preference, I think the best option would be to do the summonable one and then have the Prime Battle be kind of like a part 2 type celebration, because again, we are slowly heading over to the time of where like the anniversary and all these hype celebrations are going to begin, and I do think just releasing a ton of content, you know, leading up to it would be a really, really smart idea. Because again, we are in April presumably going to be getting the units from the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie. Again, I really don't think that Dokkan would really skip that or miss out on that opportunity. So, again, I would really expect, you know, some type of major celebration in April as well. Because anniversary for us starts at around like July, and then it ends around like the beginning of August. So we have like what, June, May, and then of course April. So we have like potentially 2 dead months for Global. So again, I could see them maybe like moving this guy over to like maybe May or June, just to kind of like fill in some time or something like that. But yeah, I expect at least one of these guys to be present, or both, in the celebration. Now we also do have the EZAs for Androids 14 and 15, as well as the Android 13. Both of these guys are very good after their EZA, very solid units. And again, I would expect these guys to arrive as well. These units as well are also like side character EZAs, the Super Saiyan Trunks and the STR Zamasu. Again, I would also assume that these guys are going to be in conjunction with the celebration, being, you know, future themed. And then finally, and again, very obviously, of course, the Dokkanfest Trunks is arriving, as well as Heart Virus Goku. And then I do expect these two free-to-play EZAs to go ahead and drop as well. Just because, again, I do expect them just to be constantly spamming EZAs at us. Because, again, with the new, like, Siblings Bond Super Battle Road stage, you know, coming over to Global, and these two units being on Siblings Bond, to me it kind of makes sense that they would, you know, EZA these guys and then release the Super Battle Road stage as well. So anyways, just quickly going over Trunks, he does get 100% at the start. He gets another 100% on Super. He has a 70% chance of launching 2 additional attacks, and then he gets a 70% chance... Wait, so he launches a guaranteed other super attack, which has a 70% chance of being a super attack if the character has attacked 3 times in battle. So essentially the way this works is Trunks will do his regular super attack, and then he has a 70% chance of launching 2 additionals. If he gets those 2 additionals off, he then gets a guaranteed other attack, and that attack has a 70% chance of being a super. So potentially the way that this Trunks could work is he supers, 2 additional normals, another super, and then another super on top of that, coming from his hidden potential system. So again, this Trunks, if you can get him in the right circumstances, can honestly look to be like one of the best or the best unit in the game. Because again, of the multitude of attacks he's going to be doing, you know, even his defense is going to be sky high with, again, 30% on super, 100% at the start, 100% when he actually attacks. So, again, this Trunks is very good. His transformation condition is kind of bad, honestly. You literally have to do 6 or more attacks in battle. Now, again, this is not a horrible condition, but the most amount of attacks that Trunks can do in one turn is 5. So, even if you really, really wanted to, literally the soonest that you can get this guy's transformation to go off is turn 5, if you get him in turn 1. So, again, not the greatest thing for Trunks. And his transformation, honestly, is kind of garbage because his transformation stuns and seals. But again, going back to what I was saying, like, you get this on turn 5. You don't typically get to turn 5 in Super Battle Road. Usually by that time, you've already basically finished off all the enemies. Now, if you do manage to get to turn 5 and of course you transform with him, then yeah, of course the transformation is going to be nice because again, he's going to seal and he's going to stun one enemy. The issue lies, again, in the fact that you're probably not going to consistently be getting to turn 5. It can happen, but it's not going to be something that's consistent, which is why, as much as I like this Trunks, he doesn't really compete with some of the other Dokkanfest that have been releasing. Alright, like for example, the androids. I would consider the androids significantly better than this guy. Again, even though this Trunks does, again, a lot of damage, a lot of defense, his transformation just really kind of brings him down. And again, his Super Saiyan version does look really, really dope. The animations are clean. But honestly, this version of him, I would actually argue, is better than his Super Saiyan form. Because again, he does have a 100%, at the start. He does greatly raise his attack and defense for one turn, which is really good. He still gets 100% on Super. And then this is where it kind of all goes down. Because he gets another 50% attack if the enemy is in the attack down or defensive down status. Again, this might not be too hard because, again, defensive down is not a very hard condition to fulfill. He gets another 50% attack if the target enemy is stunned or the enemy is sealed, which, again, outside of Super Battle Road, you pretty much aren't really going to see because, again, even in Dokkan events, most units by the end can't be sealed or stunned. Infinite Dragon Ball History, Legendary Goku event, the God event, you really can't do any of that anymore to the bosses. So again, that is really not even that impactful, again, outside of Super Battle Road. But again, even then, it's not a consistent thing. And then he has a high chance to stun the attacked enemy for 2 turns when all allies attacking the same turn are Android/Cell Saga category characters. Now, this, in my opinion, is stupid. They should have just kept this. He has a high chance to stun the attacked enemy for 2 turns. And they should have just gotten rid of this. This would have made him a much better unit. Again, these conditions are not the best, but they're not like the worst ever. But again, man, it's just it just wasn't the right move with this Trunks. Again, they should have made his transformation like a turn 1 transformation. If they really wanted to like make this guy look like a god, just make his transformation a turn 1. And then this guy would honestly be probably the best T-War in the game. Except the only other thing that I would change is make it 50% attack and defense on both of them. Just again, make him even more busted. Because again, power creep, man, who cares? Again, he is on a lot of teams, which does really help him. Again, he's going to help on a ton of teams. His links are also not that bad with things like Shocking Speed, Super Saiyan Cold Judgment, and Saiyan Lineage. So again, Trunks overall is very good. I don't want to make this video seem like I'm trying to like make him look bad or bashing him. Again, he's a good unit. It's that, again, there's just a lot of flaws in his design overall. Next up is Heart Virus Goku. Now, we are going to start going really fast here because, again, this video is going to be like 30 minutes long if I decide to take my time with every single unit. So, Goku is extremely good. Honestly, I think he's the best banner unit in the game, and I also think he's the most valuable banner unit for any free-to-play player. So he gets 100% attack and defense at the start. He raises his attack and defense up to 200%. the more HP remaining. So again, you basically want to be at like full health to get this, which is amazing. He gets 5 ki and a 59% chance to crit, as well as 59% damage reduction and a 59% chance of performing an additional super attack for 5 turns. So again, with this in mind, this Goku is really built around short events. This Goku is really not going to be that good outside of short events. So again, this really does limit his usability, but at the same time, most of the game's content now, especially for things like Super Battle Road, again, does revolve around like short turns, like 3 or like 4 turns. So again, this is not bad at all. This is actually quite good for this Heart Virus Goku. But then after the 5 turns, he does reduce damage by 59% when he's under 59% HP, and then he gets another 59% defense starting from the 6th turn. So he does lose out on the crit and the the additional super attack, the 59%. But again, he will retain the damage reduction if you're under the HP threshold, which again is not too bad. Again, links are incredible, again, with things like saying lineage, shocking speed, prepared for battle. Again, just overall an amazing banner unit. So again, Heart Virus Goku, if you do pull him, he is an absolute win. Now moving on to the EZAs for the free-to-play androids. Again, these androids are basically mirror copies of themselves. Again, that's basically how these free-to-play units sometimes work. They're just literal like mirror copies of each other. So anyways, they greatly raise attack and raise defense. Again, 18 here does the same. So they get 100% at the start, plus another 17% attack per each key sphere obtained. Alright, what does 18 do? So she gets 18% attack and defense per rainbow key sphere obtained. And then she gets another 70% attack and defense and a medium chance of evading, including super attack, if your team has Android 17 Future attacking in the same turn. And then for 17, he gets another 70% attack and defense and a medium chance of critting when your team has Android 18 Future. So, again, you basically want to run them next to each other. That's essentially what you want to do. And then they have a guaranteed additional super attack if there's a Hybrid Saiyan or Earthling category enemy. And then for 18, yep, that is the same. So, again, these two are really, really well built for long events. In fact, they share 6 out of 7 links. And again, they're essentially made to be run with each other. Again, very great options for long events. Again, I would totally recommend you guys go ahead and get these guys done, as well as EZAM, because again, they're going to work incredibly well together. All right, but if I'm just going to be completely honest here, I do think 18 is better, because again, she does have the dodge chance, which to me is a little bit better than the crit chance that 17 has. All right, so again, this is Prime Battle Trunks. Again, he could potentially come to Celebration. Again, I'm just saying could because, again, we don't have anything confirmed yet. So, anyways, let's go ahead and see what this guy does. So, he raises defense on his 12 key and then massively raises attack on his 18 key. This is where my criticisms begin with him. I think it's stupid that they didn't make it where he massively raises his defense. Because, again, this is a unit he's primarily, like, used in is Super Battle Road stages. So, for me, it's like, make this massively raise his attack and defense for 1 turn, or just make it massively raise his attack and then greatly raise his defense. Just give him more defense, because again, he is a unit you want to use in a Super Battle Road setting. So he gets 40% attack and defense at the start. He gets another 40% on super. He gets 3 ki when facing 1 enemy. He gets 8 ki and another 40% attack and defense when facing 2 or more enemies. And then he gets another 3 ki and 40% attack and defense for the rest of battle at the end of turn in which a final blow is delivered. So basically the way this guy works is he gets 40% at the start, 40% on super. He gets 3 ki when facing 1 enemy, 8 ki and another 40% attack and defense when facing 2 or more. And the last part of his passive is 3 ki and 40%, but he has to be the one to finish off the unit. So say for example you're in Super Battle Road, you're facing 3 enemies, and you target all of your attacks on 1 enemy. If this Trunks is the one that kills off that 3rd enemy, he is going to be getting another 3 ki and 40% attack and defense. And it doesn't say so, but I think that stacks. So if Trunks finishes off literally all 3 enemies, Trunks will be getting 9 ki and 120% attack and defense. Because again, I do remember a showcase for him that I think it was The Truth that made it, and every single time this guy was finishing off the enemies, you would just see his stats go up and up and up. So I do think it's a mechanic where it stacks. Again, I don't want to say that it's confirmed that it stacks, but just to kind of let you know, it might potentially stack, because it doesn't say that there's a limit. So again, there is that. So again, this Trunks is solid. Again, the only difference I think they should have done is just make it like really greatly raise his defense on his 18 key, and that's pretty much it. But again, this Trunks is a unit you really want to be facing like at least 2 enemies, because again, he's going to be getting this buff, and this buff right here, along with his stats, again, with like almost 16,000 to defense. Again, that really does make a major difference to this guy's defense in general. But again, still a very solid unit for free-to-play players, and I totally recommend you guys go ahead and easy A this guy as well as rainbow him. Alright, next up is the STR Android 13. Now, this is a unit I'm actually potentially going to be, going for the easy A, because again, he is a very solid unit. So he does raise attack and defense, so he's a defensive stacker, and he does lower defense as well, which is a nice little added bonus. So he has 130% attack at the start, no defense, but he does reduce damage by 40% when key is 8 or more, and then he gets another 130% attack and defense when facing an enemy whose name includes Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Piccolo. Okay. So this Android 13, he doesn't seem bad, because again, Goku is basically most of the game already. Vegeta is most of the game already. Trunks actually has a decent, part in the game. And then Piccolo. So, again, this guy is very situational for sure. Again, you have to be facing these guys if you want him to be getting that extra 130%. But overall, I do think this Android 13 is going to be very good. Because if you have Androids 14 and 15, he gets another 70% attack and defense. Which, again, is going to make quite a difference, considering that, again, 14 and 15 are also going to be getting an easy A, and you basically want to run these guys next to each other. Because if we take a look at 14 and 15, they're going to share things like Red Ribbon Army with him, which is 10% attack and defense at level 10 links. Now, if we compare the two, they're going to have, what? Red Ribbon Army, Android Assault, Tough as Nails. Just let me confirm that. Yep, Tough as Nails. Do you have Cold Judgment? Okay, he doesn't have Cold Judgment. He does have Big Bad Bosses, though, which is nice. But again, these links alone are going to be really, really important for Android 13. So again, you basically want to run these guys on rotation with him at basically all times. Alright, so 14 and 15, again, are also going to be getting an easy A. They don't raise defense or anything on their super attack, which is a little bit unfortunate, but they do lower attack and defense, which is nice. So they get 90% at the start, they get another 29% on super, they get another 90% attack and defense, and foresee enemy super attacks for the rest of battle when you have an Android 13 attacking in the same turn. And then reduces damage by 30% and all allies attack and defense 30% when your team has Fusion Android 13 attacking in the same turn. Now, again, this unit, again, as always, is going to be very situational based, because you basically want to be running them on the target Goku or the Android team led by this guy. The reason for that is because, again, this guy transforms on turn 5, so you could potentially get like a Miracle God rotation with these guys, Fusion 13 and STR Android 13 right here on rotation, and these guys are going to be getting like 180%, 29% on super. They force the enemy's super attacks, they're reducing damage by 30%, and they're giving all allies 30% attack and defense. So again, they are a very situational based unit, but on their target Goku team / Android team, they are going to be looking very, very impressive. So again, it does suck that this unit basically is restricted to like, 2 teams, Androids and target Goku, but again, they're going to work extremely well on both of those teams. So in that sense, I guess it was okay for them to make them like really niche. like that, which again I'm not complaining about, and I'm kind of a fan of, you know, when they do that kind of stuff, where they make free-to-play units gods, but on specific teams, because then that really helps that team out. Alright, so anyways, next up, we do have the two potentially easy A's. Again, I'm going to say potential until we don't know full well the details. For Trunks and Zamasu. Now, out of the two, Trunks is better. Just straight up. This Trunks is way better than Zamasu. So he raises attack and defense for 6 turns. Again, this is an incredible ability, so this guy's defense is going to be looking very, very damn good. So he gets 80% at the start. He gets another 80% attack on super. He gets another 80% when he's facing one enemy. Plus 160% defense and a medium chance of guarding when facing 2 or more enemies. So, alright. This Trunks is going to be very good, again, both when only facing one enemy and facing multiple enemies, which is nice, because he is going to be getting a massive 160% to defense, which is good, and then, of course, the 80% when facing one enemy. So, right off the bat, this Trunks is very, very good. Again, after ZZA, again, 11,000 defense with, you know, all of the defense that he's getting from his passive is really, really good. So, this basically means that this Trunks is going to be good both in, like, Legendary Goku event, you know, like, type situations, as well as Super Battle Road setting. So, again, this is why I personally think Trunks is way better, just because, again, his versatility everywhere is really, really nice. Now, next up is Zamasu here. Now, Zamasu is okay, but he really suffers from the fact that we really don't have, like, another really good, like, Zamasu type character to run with him. So he does raise attack and defense on super, you know, which is nice, of course. He gets 60% at the start, plus another 60%, and attacked enemies attack minus 30% when performing a super attack. So that's good. And then he does debuff, which is nice. He gets another 60% and recovers 10% HP whenever HP is 90% or below. Okay. In my opinion, they should have just gotten rid of the HP restriction. They should have just given that, like, literally just given Zamasu that, just because why not? Plus another 60% attack when the target enemy is in the attack down, defensive status, stunned, or sealed. Yeah. Trunks kind of blows this guy out of the water. Again, I'm not sure why they built him this way. Like, they didn't really need to do all this. Again, look at what he had before. All they should have done is given him like 100% at the start, 60% on super, debuffs the enemy, and then heals. And then made this greatly raise his attack and defense. Like, that's pretty much all they needed to do. I don't know what this is all about, but okay. Again, he does have Cold Judgment, which is nice, but again, the main thing that I'm getting at is they made him really finicky. Like, they added so much that didn't need to be there. Again, just give him 100 at the start, 60% on super, debuffs the enemy by 30%, and then recovers 10% HP. And then make this greatly raise his attack and defense. He doesn't need any of this. Because again, his defense is at 10,000, which is nice. So again, that's pretty much all this guy needed. He didn't really need anything else. So yeah, Zamasu is okay. Not a crazy good unit, just okay. Alright, and then of course, the LREZA for Super Saiyan Trunks. Now, this Trunks, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, is a mid unit. That's what I've heard people say. I don't know. But he does raise his defense by 30% for 6 turns, which is nice. So, you know, this is going to be very, very impactful for long events, which is good. So he gets 150% attack and 100% defense at the start. He gets 3 ki and another 50% attack when attacking extreme class enemies. Again, this should have been 50% attack and defense. He has a 50% chance of critting, plus another 5 ki and a guaranteed crit if there's a Wicked Bloodline category enemy. And again, he does have a nice link set with shocking speed and prepared for battle. This Trunks is good. Again, there's just two things I would change. Number one, make this 150% at the start. And two, make this attack and defense 50%. That's literally all they should have done. And he would have been way better. Because my boy's defense is already at 14,000. Yeah, this Trunks is still good, you know, even with the design he has. But again, he's just going to be very, very, I guess you could call it situational too. Because again, in long events, he is going to be very good with this. It's in short events where this guy can really struggle. Because he is going to need a couple turns to get going. You know, of course, raising his defense, which could be a little bit of an issue, but overall, this guy seems good. So, anyways, guys, that is gonna do it for today's video. Thankfully, it wasn't a 30-minute video, but it was getting there. So, yeah, Trunks is the next Dokkanfest. You guys can let me know what you guys think. I'm personally gonna skip it, not gonna summon, because again, movie stuff is gonna be coming out, so that's way more hype than this. So, again, you guys can let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.
The name of this one is Rosé. Oh, this is the power of legendary Super Saiyan Goku. Now I understand.